Okay, we're going to get started. Welcome to the Murray City Council meeting for Tuesday, June 18th. If you have cell phones, please put them on silent. And I didn't pick anybody for the pledge. Is Danny still here? Danny, would you do it? Danny Astle, our Public Works Director.
Everybody stand. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thanks, Danny. Okay, approval of the minutes. We have minutes from June 4th. If there are no changes or corrections, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll move approval of the council meeting minutes for June 4th, 2019.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, minutes are approved. That brings us to the special recognition. We are recognizing our Murray City Council Employee of the Month, Janet Rowland. She is the CRS Billing Editor, Utility Billing, and Brett Hales and Brenda Moore.
Janet and Brenda. Right here. She loves this, Janet. She said, "Say a lot about me, will you please?" And look at you.
20 minutes, right?
Yeah, 20 minutes. I said, we got to keep it under 20 minutes. Karen said to do about a half hour, so I said. Anyway, we are excited to do this. We started this program about almost 7 years ago. I keep every 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Now we're up to close to 7 years. And Janet has been with us. Have you been with us 20 years?
A little bit longer than that.
A little longer than that. I didn't know that you spent, and I'm going to let Brenda talk, but you spent some time over the golf course.
I did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ought to come golfing. Anyway, we're excited to present Janet with this award. So we'll let Brenda do most of the talking here, but the council, in appreciation, would like to give you this $50 gift certificate.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. And then here's a certificate for you, and we're going to have your name put back there on that plaque. And we just want to give you a big thanks for all that you do, and also for being a friendly employee. You're always friendly with us, and we appreciate that. Sometimes that's not an easy case to have somebody that's willing to smile all the time, and either she acts like she likes me. But we appreciate it. So without, we'll let Brenda go ahead. But as a council, we'd like to show our appreciation for it. Thank you.
I have just a short thing to tell you about Janet. She has been working at the Murray after 20 years at the cafe manager. I guess she started as a very young teenager. At the golf course, she joined the utility billing division in January of 2013 and has been an asset for the whole department every way. She's easy to get along with, gives 110% every day. She delivers great customer service and is well liked by everyone. She smiles at me every morning. I love it. Recently, as we've had staffing shortages and people out on leave, she has learned all of the supervisory stuff and has been the interim supervisor and did a wonderful job with that. And she's willing to do almost anything except for handle bankruptcies. So we're very happy that she's a member of our department and for all that she does for us. And we just want to thank you and congratulations. And she was a very easy choice for Employee of the Month.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. And I've really loved working for Murray. It's been a lot of years, but I've really enjoyed all of my jobs that I've had. And I've made a lot of friends, a lot of family friends. And I'd just like to thank you and my family for coming. We got Jesse, Katie, Cliff, Alexis, Josh is somewheres. And then, of course, my work family. Thank you.
Thanks, Janet. And you are all free to leave if you'd like to. You don't have to stay to the end. All right, we're going to, while everybody files out, I'm going to do citizen comments. I know we have one speaker. Citizen comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Step to the microphone, state your name and city of residence, and then fill out a form. We have forms up front. But we do have a speaker on the census, and we've agreed to give her a little more time. Please.
Can I put this right up here?
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me here this evening. My name is Nan Weber, and I'm a recruiter for the 2020 census. And I'm especially excited to be here in Murray. This is one of my sections of the county that I'm a little undercount in getting people to apply for jobs for the 2020 census. I'm going to spend just a couple minutes first talking about the census itself, and then talking about specifically about the jobs that we are looking to fill. I know that a few of you already are really well acquainted with the census. Has everybody heard about the 2020 census? Let's start with that. Yeah, anybody not heard about the 2020 census? Maybe that's a better way to put it. Okay, great. So the importance of this census is a decennial census. We are required by our Constitution to fill out our census every 10 years. What this does for us as citizens is it helps our community grow. It gives us the economics that we need for our cities, and it is, of course, nationwide. It gives us the funds for our roads, our schools, our hospitals, our business development, and really importantly, and maybe some of you already use census data, but the census data that's available to us as citizens helps us gather the data we need to develop different businesses, school programs. Does anybody use census data right now? Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's so important how many of us are doing what everywhere in the United States. Also, it is our representation in the House of Representatives in Washington. So if we don't get complete count, we will be underrepresented. And we don't want that to happen in Utah. It has happened, especially for the 2000 and the 2010 censuses. So we really want to get that complete count. We all matter in this census, and it's important for us to continue to grow as a state, as a community, as a county. So those are really, really important things. I'm going to talk a little bit about the census jobs that are available, but before I do, does anybody have questions about the census in general? Seriously, you guys are so nice. Okay. Okay, so we're really looking for in the field jobs, and our office is being set up right now. It's kind of centrally located in Salt Lake County. It will be on about 21st South and 3rd West in that area. And within the next week or so, that office will be set up. And what we're looking for are two things. Number one, I'm going to talk about this in the field job address canvassing. We really need those people to help find all the addresses that exist in our county, and of course nationwide, but for us in our county, so that when the census information is being sent out next year in March, everybody gets a notice so that we're all counted. Those people who are doing this job are the basis for how we get everybody informed next year. So those people will be going out into their own neighborhoods, their own communities, finding the addresses that exist on our homes if they've changed. Say a single dwelling is now an eightplex or something, you know, how our building is like exploding in the county. That's so important to get into our MAP programs. It's a trained program. You would be trained in on a program that the census has on mapping and making all the necessary changes. This job pays $17 an hour, 58 cents a mile. So if anybody knows anybody looking for a part-time temporary job, this is the one that's on the docket right now. We are hiring immediately for this. This is an online application, 2020census.gov/jobs. The other very, very important job is the enumerator. That these jobs and some of them, that precursor, this starts in January, but we're looking for that pool of workers now. Same, obviously, place to apply, 2020census.gov/jobs. And these are the people that go out afterwards and help fill out censuses for those people who didn't have the chance or were confused or just need help doing that. And it's a very interesting job. I did it in 2000 and 2010. And again, this is something that you do in your own community. These are people you know, your neighbors. So what I brought with me tonight are just kind of little postcards. If you know somebody that needs a job, please, please pass this information on to them. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else like to make a citizen comment? We do have 4 public hearings, so I'll be opportunity to comment on those if you care to. Would anyone else like to speak now? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Next is the consent agenda. I'm going to read all 4. Then we'll act on a motion, and Mayor, I'll turn it over to you if that works for everybody. Okay, number 1 is to consider confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Dustin P. Lewis to the Murray Library Board of Trustees representing District 2 for a 3-year term to expire June 30th, 2022. Number 2 is consider confirmation of the mayor's reappointment of Sage Fitch to the Murray Library Board of Trustees representing District 3 for a 3-year term to expire June 30, 2022. Consider confirmation of the mayor's reappointment of Brent Gardner to the Murray Library Board of Trustees representing District 4 for a 3-year term to expire June 30th, 2022. And finally, consider confirmation of the mayor's appointment of David Hunter to the Murray City Center Design Review Committee to fill a vacated position for a term that expires June 1st, 2020. January 1st, 2020, excuse me.
Do you want a motion?
Yeah, I would take a motion to approve.
All right, I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Jennifer, if you'd call the roll.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Mayor, if you'd take it.
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you for your votes for these great people who are willing to serve. I want to start. We have 3 for the library board, 2 of which are reappointments, as you mentioned, and I didn't see Sage or Brent here this evening, but we do appreciate them serving again for another term. Also, I'd like to introduce Dustin Lewis, who is our newest member of the library board. And Dustin, if you wouldn't mind standing. If you looked at his resume, you probably saw that he spilled alphabet soup on after his name. There's all kinds of letters. But even more impressive than that is Dustin's love for books. I think this is the perfect appointment for him. Dustin tells us that he has a personal library of over 5,000 books. And not only is that impressive, but he has them cataloged. And so, Dustin, thank you for your willingness to serve on the library board. Also, we have the appointment of David Hunter, and David's here. David, would you stand for the MCCD Review Committee? Again, if you had a chance to look at his credentials, very impressive, and most of you may know David. He's served time on the that doesn't sound. He served the community. Well, I don't know, serving time on the Planning Commission. That's probably pretty accurate, actually. He did serve on the Planning Commission and is a licensed architect, and we're very, very lucky and thrilled to have him on the MCCD Design Review Committee. So thank you both. And thank you, Council.
Okay, thank you. All right, that brings us to public hearings. First hearing is to consider an ordinance amending the city's fiscal year 2018-2019 budget. Brenda, if you would.
So as we discussed in the Committee of the Whole a couple weeks ago, this is the final budget amendment for the 2018-2019 budget. We basically need the fire department, due to a few staff shortages and retirements, needed some additional funds for overtime and to pay out the retirements, the vacation, et cetera. So we're increasing their budget by $100,000. Utilities at both the cemetery and the Murray Parks, we need to increase their water. We went to that tiered water system, or tiered water, and their prices went up, and we also have metered some previously unmetered sprinklers. So they need more money to cover their water bills. And then in last year's budget, the beginning budget for 18-19, we said that we were going to receive alcohol funds, but we did not authorize the police department to spend them. So in this amendment is spending of those alcohol funds. They have purchased some we're going to purchase some equipment with that. We also are receiving in our capital funds over $2.7 million for various road projects from the County Choice Transportation Grants, and $1 million from the Utah Department of Transportation for the 5600 South State Van Winkle project. And we need to amend the budget so that they can give us this money. So that is the ordinance that is before you tonight.
Any questions for Brenda? Okay, we'll open it up for public comment. Again, same rules apply. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Come to the podium, state your name and address. We do have comment forms to fill out up front here. You don't have to fill them out before you speak. Please do fill them out for the record. Would anybody care to comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, I will close the public comment portion of this and open it up for council deliberation or a motion, or both.
You gonna make it? Look at Dave.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance amending the city's fiscal year 2018-2019 budget.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Jennifer?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 2 is an item that was continued from June 4th, 2019, to consider an ordinance adopting the transfer of monies from enterprise funds to other city funds. Again, Brenda?
So as this is the transfer ordinance that allows us to transfer the 8% of the revenue from our enterprise funds into the general fund. This is a return on Murray City's investment in having their own water, power, garbage, and wastewater facilities, and manage them ourselves. So that is what this ordinance is for.
Thank you. Any questions for Brenda? Okay, Jill, I got just a quick procedural question. We had a public hearing on it. It was closed. Should we open it again?
That's up to you. You can if you want.
Would anybody like to make a comment? I'm going to open it up for public hearing if there's any comment. Would anyone care to comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, we'll close and we'll go for council deliberation. And a motion, please.
I'll make a motion. If no questions. Okay, I'll move that we approve an ordinance adopting the transfer of monies from enterprise funds to other city funds.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Jennifer, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. All right, this is to also continued from June 4th, 2019, when a public hearing was held. It's to consider an ordinance adopting the final 2019-2020 fiscal year budget for Murray City, including the library fund budget. And again, Brenda, if you have anything to add.
I have nothing to add. We haven't changed anything since the last public hearing. The budget is balanced. I will make one adjustment due to the certified tax rates once we pass that and adopt the certified tax rates.
Okay, great. Thank you. Would anybody care to comment on this? I'll open up the public hearing again if anyone would like to comment. Seeing none, then I will close it and open it for council deliberation.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the ordinance adopting the final 2019-2020 fiscal year budgets for Murray City, including the library fund budget.
I'll second.
Okay, again, we have a motion and a second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. And last, consider an ordinance amending the Murray City Standard Land Use Code, Section 17-146-040, 17-152-030, 17-160-030, 17-168-050F, as in Frank, and 17-173-030 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to indoor farming.
Thank you,
Jim.
Councilmember Brass. So 2 weeks ago on June 4th, the council had a chance to discuss this in committee of the whole. We have an application to consider this land use in the city, which currently isn't identified. The applicant, the petitioner, Chai-Han Kim, is here this evening, and he's here to answer any questions you may have after I'm done. You can see the pictures in the overhead of some of the examples of the vertical farming that uses a hydroponic system, and actually the water feeds the roots with nutrients directly, so no soils used, no herbicides or pesticides, anything of that nature. So I'm going to assume that you've taken a look at this and done a little bit of research, and I'll try not to give you too many nerd facts.
We don't we don't have screens either.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, ours aren't working.
So I was just for the benefit of the audience. So the property in question, the applicant is looking at a building or part of a warehouse at 158 East, 4500 South. It's currently zone CD, but we're looking at allowing this use in a number of zones as a conditional use throughout the city. And so this is the property in question. You can see it in the left overhead, and then to the right you see the building itself. Front side view off of 45th, and then the back side you can see it's primarily been used as a warehouse type of use. We have some findings here for this particular project, and I'll go through those very briefly with you. And the findings are in support of what's being proposed. So staff has determined that we support the adaptive reuse of existing buildings and infrastructure and to revitalize underutilized industrial and retail areas of the city. The addition of indoor farming to retail and manufacturing zones is in keeping with the goals and policies and objectives of the Murray City General Plan. The addition of indoor farming to retail and manufacturing zones as well as mixed-use zones can have a positive impact on public health by providing more efficient local year-round access to fresh vegetables. The addition of indoor farming to retail and manufacturing zones can have a positive impact on the local economy, providing jobs and fresh local produce for restaurants and grocers. And so I think that's going to be exciting for our residents, the opportunity for proprietors, restaurant owners to buy produce at this facility, as well as stores, as well as residents will have the opportunity to come and take advantage of this. And some of the things, and I'll let Mr. Kim speak to this, but you know, he's talked about lettuce and microgreens, strawberries, tomatoes, and other plants that would be done here. And then microgreens or petite style greens, we'll let him tell you that if you're interested in the difference. I was trying to figure that out this afternoon, but we're excited about this particular use and the ability for it to come to Murray City. So based on that, we had a public hearing on May 2nd of 2019. We recommended approval to the Planning Commission. So we're going to identify a land use category 8121, which allows for indoor farming, and then we're going to allow this as conditional use in 5 different zoning districts, including the mixed use, the manufacturing, the MG or manufacturing general zone, the CD, our commercial development zone, our TOD, transit oriented development zone, and then our business park zone as well. And on May 2nd, the Planning Commission held a public hearing and forwarded a recommendation of approval to the City Council that evening. And staff is recommending that the City Council consider this and approve this petition for a text amendment to our land use matrix and our city ordinance Title 17. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Any questions for Jim? Would the applicant like to speak?
My name is Chi Han Kim. My company name is City Farm, that is newly organized a few months ago. And I purchased that building. Your name, Brad? Jim. Jim mentioned. Thank you anyway. Okay, your detailed explanation on my business. Okay, and purchased this building on February 2019, and considered this business for a long time. So if I tell you, I don't know if have any knowledge on indoor farming, but this is a new business. All the big IT companies are paying attention, like Amazon and also the anyway, big companies, they're paying attention on this new business because all the land is reducing, because for the residential development like that. So, but also climate changing, so we cannot prospect how much crops can be harvested like that. So if we do farming indoor, then we can forecast how much of the crops can be harvested like that. So also there's a chemical usage problem for the vegetables, so like pesticide, herbicide like that. But if we do farming indoor, then we can save our food from the pesticide and herbicide like some harmful chemicals. So the main crops I'm considering at this moment is strawberry, because strawberry is most contaminated with pesticide because of surface, If you see surface of the strawberry, there's a seed and also there's holes like that. So it is hard to completely clean with water, So that is the item I'm going to farm first in this building. First part, this building is about 40,000 square feet, and first I want to use about 20,000 square feet for strawberry growing. Also, all the farm operation will be maximum automation, like pollination. I'm going to use drones. Drone can produce wind, so this wind can promote pollination. Also, this facility is going to be open to public, so people can see inside of the farm through the large windows, and with the the strawberry harvested from my facility will be supplied to grocery stores. Also, we are going to make some food using strawberry, like smoothies and strawberry sandwiches like that, and serve on the site. So if you have question, you can ask me.
Any questions for him?
Sure.
So,
Sir, public comment. We'll open it up for public comment. Okay, any questions from the council?
Yes, I have a question. Where is this located?
For 158 East and 4500 South, you know the EWS building? Now Border State, that building. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. We'll open it up for public comment. You can ask questions, then Mr. Kim can come back and summarize. So I will open up for public comment. If you would come up to the podium, state your name and city of residence.
Hi, my name is Steve Sprouse. I live on 27 West Rose Circle. I have basically a couple of questions. One is, how do you recycle water, or do you recycle water? And do you use fertilizer, commercial fertilizer, or do you use, like, I've seen hydroponics where they have underground fish tanks and they use that water to fertilize?
Can I answer now?
We'll wait until you summarize. The problem is we've got the one microphone. Everything's got to be on the record. So if you can.
But I think your idea is wonderful, and that space needs to be utilized better.
That's great. Any other comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll close it to public comment. Yes, now you can answer, sir.
Yes, you know, hydroponic, okay? Hydroponic is the only, we are not using soil for growing vegetables, so we only use water and nutrient. Nutrient basically fertilizer, okay? So we are going to maximum recycle, but we have to release certain, but okay, we are, because, you know, all the nutrient, okay, already, after applying to the nutrient to the plant, still there's remainders, you know. So we reuse it and then recycle. So yeah. What was the other question?
Basically, the water you recycle.
Recycle, yeah.
And where do you get your nutrients from?
Nutrient.
Commercial pot.
There is a special ingredient for hydroponic nutrient. Yes. So the United States is most advanced nutrient. Okay. The companies in United States. Yes.
So your nutrients are.
Need to have you come. We got to have you at the microphone. No.
I didn't.
Yeah. Can you talk after?
Yeah.
Perfect. I want you to get your questions answered, but we got to get it on the record. Thanks.
Yeah, so if I start a indoor strawberry farm, this will be the world first commercial indoor strawberry farm. Yeah, so I think a lot of the news or broadcast will come to see to hear our story.
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's open it up for council deliberation.
I think it's a great idea. I'm really pleased you're doing that in Murray. So, thank you.
Yeah, agree.
If there are no more questions, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve an ordinance amending the Murray City Standard Land Use Code in section 17.146.040, 17.152.030, 17.160.030, and 17.168.050 F, and 17.173030 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to indoor farming.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations and good luck to you. Sounds exciting.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to business items. First one is consider an ordinance adopting the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1, 2019 and ending June 30, 2020. Brenda, could you two step outside, please?
Okay, so you have before you a resolution to adopt the certified tax rates. Because we are not proposing a property tax increase, our certified tax rate and property values are going up. Our certified tax rate has dropped to a combined rate of 0.002249. That's a combination of the library and the city. There was some modest growth in our property tax areas. Some new properties probably came online. The general fund is predicting about $92,763 more in property tax than last year, and the library is getting $26,564 more. These amounts will be added to the budget. I've already had planned on the general fund $40,000 of growth, so the $52,000 will be put into a miscellaneous expense account to be used for emergencies, and the library, their $26,000 will be put into a miscellaneous expense account to handle their emergencies next year. So that is the tax rate levy for this year.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Brenda? I would entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance adopting the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2019 and ending June 30th, 2020.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Jennifer, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, item number 2, consider a resolution approving a public entity resolution authorizing certain employees to access and transact with city public treasurer's investment fund accounts.
This is a requirement of the state treasurer's investment fund that as we remove people who can transfer money in and out of the PTIF, that it has to have your approval. We are removing Denise Steck from that. She was actually removed automatically when she was no longer a employee, but to add me so that I can transfer, just for internal control purposes, so you know, our controller, who has no access to these funds, he will be able to look up and see what is happening with this fund, but he cannot change things. He is responsible for balancing and accounting for the funds. So this resolution adds me and confirms that Wendell Coombs can also move money in and out of the PTIF.
Thank you. Any questions for Brenda? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve an ordinance adopting the rate of tax levies for the fiscal year of commencing July. Nope. I'd like to
Skip
make a
that
motion
one.
on the second one. Yeah, sounded good.
Number 2.
Yeah, I gotcha. Thank you. Make a motion to approve the resolution of a public entity resolution authorizing certain employees to access, transact with city public treasurer's investment fund. Do we need to mention names or just that?
That'll do it.
Sounds great.
I'll second.
Motion and a second.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, now consider a resolution approving a pass-through funds agreement between Murray City and the Utah Department of Transportation for highway improvements to 5600 South from State Street to Van Winkle. Danny, we're going to give Brenda a rest. She's on it too.
I thought that she should stay, but She didn't like that this morning. So anyway, so this is, we had an opportunity at the end of the legislative session, because of our administration and our lobbyists, we were able to be considered to receive some one-time increment money for funding for transportation project. And we identified that project, and at the last bill, one of the last bills in the legislative session, Senate Bill 268, in there, it allocated $1 million to the city for this project, and that's what the resolution is tonight, is for us to be able to have the mayor sign that agreement and receive those funds.
Great. Any other questions? Motion, please.
Make a motion to approve a resolution approving a pass-through funds agreement between Murray City and the Utah Department of Transportation for highway improvements to 5600 South from State Street to Van Winkle.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Jennifer, if you would.
Aye.
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 Aye. Item number 4 is to consider a resolution authorizing an interlocal cooperation agreement between Salt Lake County and the city for prisoner transportation to and from the Murray City Municipal Justice Court. Gio.
The reason I'm here presenting instead of someone from Justice Court, Karen Gallegos would normally be here, but when this came up, she had to go on vacation, so I agreed to step into her shoes. This is for a resolution that would authorize the agreement, as Jim has described in the title, with Salt Lake County for the Sheriff's Office to transport prisoners to and from Justice Court. We've had an agreement with them before. They've done a great job. It's a specialized service where you are transporting folks that are not very happy. The sheriff does a good job of this, and so we'd like to continue with that by having you approve this resolution.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing an interlocal cooperation agreement between Salt Lake County and the city for prisoner transportation to and from the Murray City Municipal Justice Court.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Jennifer.
Aye.
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 Aye. Last one. Consider a resolution approving an agreement between the city, the redevelopment agency of Murray City, and Salt Lake Neighborhood Housing Services doing business as NeighborWorks Salt Lake. Melinda.
Thank you. Good evening. I feel like I've already presented this today, but I'll do it again. We have had a long-standing relationship with NeighborWorks of Salt Lake, and they do work specifically with Murray City and help to provide affordable housing programs here within the city. They use the dedicated affordable housing funds from the city's RDAs and also utilize some of the CDBG funds that come through the city. So this is a three-party agreement. We're excited to continue our relationship with them, and the recommendation from staff is to approve the resolution and approving the agreement.
Questions?
Nope, you've already explained it really well. Thank you.
All right, then a motion, please.
I'll make the motion to adopt the resolution approving an agreement between the city, the redevelopment agency of Murray City, and Salt Lake Neighborhood Housing Services, DBA, NeighborWorks Salt Lake. Okay.
I'll second that.
Jennifer, if you call the vote.
Aye.
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 Aye. Mayor, this brings us to the mayor's report.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple of things real briefly. This week is Utah Workplace Safety Week, and the Workers' Compensation Fund today held their annual Workplace Safety Awards luncheon. And Murray City was one of about a dozen entities that were recognized for excellence in workplace safety programs. So this is the award we received. I'll pass it down so you can look at it, touch it, whatever. And I want to express appreciation to, first of all, to Jordan Knight for the great job he's doing with our workplace safety program. And secondly, to our employees who are have been very safety conscious and following the recommendations and the guidelines that are in our safety plan. So this is actually a pretty big deal to get this to be recognized. So just want to make you aware of that. Also, we reported in the council communication that we had that our hydro units were down up there. I'm happy to report that one of the hydro units is working as of this morning, and the other is being inspected for wear and will start back up soon, so that we can take advantage of this runoff for the lowest power rates, the lowest power generation costs that we have. And finally, the production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat begins this Thursday at the amphitheater, runs through June 26th, and tickets are available through the Parks office. And I've heard rumors that the actor who was cast in the role of the camel is actually a camel. So we will have a live
That's
camel.
typecasting, isn't it?
That is typecasting. No jokes about Hump Day. And the schedule for all the Summer Arts productions is available on the homepage on the city website. So great productions down there. Any questions this evening?
Questions for the mayor? Thank you, Mayor. There is no other business, so we are adjourned.